Hi again. God, I love you. So, of course, Beckford was in the dorm and apparently had both TVs on, blasting my hearing. They said court TV and the news kept back and forth from me to you. Go online and see if it's true, please. Wow. Now it will be we're still lesbians, but now you're paying for my attorney. Smiley face. WTF? Did you get a chance to speak to James? Did he get mobbed by the press afterwards like bitch ass Cashman? Did you? Apparently, there's going to be a press conference tonight at 8 with my attorney. Why is this so stupid and a big deal? I don't get it. What's your take? SMMFH. And that's shaking my MFing head. I roll, sigh. I love you for coming. Yes. Thank you for representing. Best friend ever. I was so happy to see you. Freedom looks good on you. Smile. Yes, please. For the last 5 entries from the clerk. It will be more now from whatever is filed today. Please. And I can't believe the judge denied my motion to continue based on all the lies he quoted. Is that document online too? God closes all the wrong doors and opens the right. And a window. Yes. And the scripture is from Proverbs. Sorry. So love and wish I could hug you. Sidebar, I'm sure if they were back at the dorms, they would be scissoring like crazy, sipping jumping Java and eating hot meals afterward, watching a movie. And the picture of you and Zayd is amazing. My favorite so far. Thank you. I wish I could print and stick on my bunk to look at every day for an instant smile. Smile. Great picture. Love you. Thank you. Miss you. Hey, welcome back. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. So today we are in Sarah's business. So that means while she's busy slicing up latex gloves for dental dams to use with her scissor sisters on the yard back in the dorms, we're going to dive into her text messages because her and James have finally linked up. They're finally together, and she has the Delphines, the production company. She has Lana, her right-hand woman, and Christina, her favorite bestie / scissor sister. So we can imagine why she was so inflated in the head, so full of herself at trial with her suits on and her helmet hair. She really thought that she was going to walk and film it while in the process of it. Well, in case you haven't seen this movie, spoiler alert, Sarah Boone ended up getting a whopping life sentence in close confinement. But let's go behind the scenes and look at these messages and take a look at the hearing of Christina again, just to see how in love she was with Sarah.
Ma'am, come on up if you can. Raise your right hand. Madam Clerk's going to go ahead and swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you.
Ma'am, if you could state and spell your name for the record for us.
Christina Pena, Christina Pena.
All right, you may inquire, sir.
Ms. Pena, how old are you?
31,
And where do you live?
Orlando.
Now, it's my understanding, Ms. Pena, that you were in the county jail with Sarah Boone.
Yes.
How long were y'all in the same cell together?
Yes, I was in there for 4 years, but we were together for 3.
Okay. And I understand ultimately the charges against you were dismissed?
Yes.
And so you were released on what day?
April 4th this year. I think, yeah.
2024?
2023.
2023. So you've been out for a pretty good while.
I've been out for like 6 or so months now. Yeah, since April
Okay.
of this year, actually. Sorry.
April of 2024. And you said y'all were bunkmates there together for about 3 years?
Yeah.
I would assume that y'all got to know each other pretty well.
We did.
Okay. And if you could, if you'd like to speak on her behalf to the judge.
Yes. Sarah's one of my best friends, my only. Sorry.
Take your time.
She's helped me a lot. Spiritually and like growing and she helps everybody. She's always, I don't know, spirit. She helped me a lot, and she would come to me. She talked to me all the time and pick me up when I was down, or if I didn't know something. She's good. I don't know. She was a good person to me. Mistakes happen. She always helped. She always helped people. She was always helping everybody in the dorm. Even like her artwork, she did art. If anybody needed any help or needed anything, they'd come to her and she'd help them. And even if they, did wrong to her, she would still go back and help them and praise with them and pray over them and everything. It's just
And was she a little bit older than you?
yeah.
How much older was she?
40 in her 40s. Yeah.
Did you think of her as maybe an aunt or a big sister?
A big sister, yeah. She was like a big sister, like a sister I never had.
Miss Hill? Judge.
From Lana to Sarah. Hey there is the subject. Who knew our lives were going to pick up like this? Wow. Where were we 3 months ago? You were dealing with bitch-ass Cashman and pretty much on your own. Now you have a team of Billy and James's team, and I'm along for the ride too. All of us with one common goal, and that's to set you free. And now we have a production company wanting to immortalize your story for people to bear witness and possibly save future women from getting mistreated. I know James is working hard. I'm pulling that. We get that. Wow. I'm pulling that we get that continuance, and it'll make people's lives so much easier all around. I emailed him everything you talked to me about, so I'm sure he is going to address it all. Just letting you know, I have lunch with a friend tomorrow, so I'll be available some of the day. If I don't answer, that's where I am. She's been trying to schedule with me for 3 months, and we've been back and forth with one of us not being able, so for whatever reason. So this is long overdue. Talk to you soon. I believe in you. And before Sarah can respond, Lana's back on it. She heard from James. She's excited. Hey, I don't know when James sleeps. He's a total night owl like me, which is outstanding. But then he can be up at 6 a.m. getting stuff done so he can operate with hardly any sleep, and that is so sweet. Sidebar. Now we know why James was discombobulated half of the time. He was probably sleep deprived. He emailed me back, and I'm sending you a straight copy paste. He also sent me a motion to set a hearing for September 3rd at 9 a.m. Now you know someone will probably kick your bunk early. Fun, hey? I wish you could see what I see. James is working like a freaking whirlwind for you. I know you worry a lot, but don't worry. I'm so glad everything came together and he is on the team. And she goes on to copy paste the letter from James, and it reads, Lana, I filed my notice of appearance as attorney of record for Sarah Boone within the hour. I filed my motion to continue in about 8 hours. The judge has set a hearing for Tuesday, September 3rd at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on pleadings filed by Pro Se Sarah. I am going to ask the court to allow me to hold a hearing on my motion to continue at that time. My wife, Jenny, and I are flying to Orlando Sunday night. I will be in the court on Tuesday for hearings. I am ready for what may come. James Owens, counsel, to Sarah Boone. And Lana's really excited because she sends another message right after that. P.S. James also said not to sign any contracts from the Delphines without consulting him first. I told him we are all of the same mind on this. He said, quote, "Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We are in a war." Man, I'm happy he's on our side.
And they realized, I thought the case was going to be continued. I respect the judge's decision, but I really, really thought.
Spoiler alert. They didn't get the continuance that they were hoping for. They got a trial date instead. And meanwhile, while Lana's excited, Sarah got all of her messages and she's responding. And the subject is, "Hey there. Good morning. Thanks for all the info. You are super amazing." 10 exclamations. "I told you he's a night owl like you. How are you feeling today? Confident, brilliant, and loved? I am, because of you. As always, and not said enough, thank you, my lovely best angel friend ever." Oh, that has so much meaning now. If Sarah has a heart. Lana is actually an angel now, so, anyway. "I'll write more later or call if I can. And I know you have your lunch today. Enjoy and relax. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting to go to the evidence review, just wanted to say love you and thank you. When can you see if the NOA is posted? He hasn't done the continuance yet, right? What about the other motions for my phone and the experts? I'm glad he's coming Saturday. Billy may also, which would be perfect to get everyone pepped up on the same page. You may be the next powwow. I'll touch base later. Enjoy your very overdue lunch and change of scenery. You are loved so much. I believe in you. Smile and cheer and keep moving forward. TTYL. Heart." Well, what are your thoughts so far? These ladies are on fire, right? They've got the production company, they've got James Owens and company, and him and his muscle-bound tattooed wife, as Sarah called her, are hopping on a flight and they are on the way to the hearings. So everything is looking pretty good for Sarah right now. She's elated. She is feeling like a winner. Spoiler alert. Futuristically, it's all going to come tumbling down for Sarah, like allegedly the suitcase that night, which brought us to where we are today. Rest in peace, George. Justice was served.
What evidence have they tried to put on?
Overruled.
What evidence have they tried to paint Sarah as? What evidence? You know, this ain't the 1900s. This is 2024. What's all these text messages? Why is that relevant? What are they trying to claim? She provoked his violence? She provoked his violence. Isn't that what they've done here in this trial?
Sustained.
we'll get back on this.
But just wait. There's more.
I assume they're going to say she overtly zipped him up in the suitcase. I assume they're going to say he was asking to be let out of the suitcase, and she refused. She failed in a duty to act. Later on, she went upstairs and fell asleep. So it's either an act or an omission, but they're claiming an act or a series of acts led to the death of Mr. Torres, which they have alleged was directly caused by Sarah Boone's actions or non-actions. Thank you, ma'am, for having me.
So I guess the big question is, why did you decide when you saw or heard about this want ad to jump to her defense?
Well, I've been following the case. It's been pending for a long time, 4 years, and I watch a lot of true crime on YouTube.
Hey, James, we watch a lot of YouTube around these parts, too. Okay, Lana is very excited, and she's messaging Sarah. The subject is YouTube. Hey, YouTube is exploding. James's motions hit the docket, and now everyone is starting to go nuts. The lawyer you know is really grateful of my email so that he could do the research on James Owens and get on first. Interesting. So they were giving the lawyer you know the inside scoop. Lana and Sarah seemed a little sweet on Peter over there on the Lawyer You Know's channel. I don't blame them. He's very handsome, but they are very sweet on him. Every time there's a hearing, he's the first person they ask about. What did the lawyer you know say? They're always so excited about the lawyer you know. I wonder if they figured out that he was actually one of Judge Cranick's students yet. I read somewhere that he was one of Cranick's students before, so, I wonder if they knew that. Court TV is now reporting, and a ton of people are emailing me about it since I went on the live chat and have some info he was asking about. You have more fans now. There was even a loudmouth YouTuber named Free Sarah Boone. Don't worry, I didn't say anything too much or confidential. I said that when I called, he put me through the ringer and you put him through the ringer, and it all came together. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Ha ha ha. Now, I'll trickle down to the vultures and the small YouTubers, but the news hit with a bang. The lawyer you know did a flash poll. The small YouTubers, hey. I told you guys a few episodes back that I think the whole blood on the keyboard comment was actually directed towards the lawyer you know. I think she was upset that he didn't rally for her as she wanted. But the news hit with a bang. The lawyer you know did a flash poll on whether they believed you would get a continuance, and 2,000 people responded. 69% believed yes, 28% believed no, and 3% don't know. It was pretty exciting. This time, I didn't get any death threats by saying I was your friend. The lawyer you know has smart fans.
And so I kept following it and seeing how lawyers were getting out of the case or withdrawing. So I was just curious to see it come to an end. And then the judge made a decision fairly recently, I think in June, that she had forfeited her right to court-appointed counsel. And so she was going to have to represent herself.
And Sarah responds to Lana regarding all of her YouTube excitement, and the subject is YouTube. Figured. Tell me more of the more tomorrow. I'll call you. So much to tell you. ... Hope you had a beautiful, no stress, oh no, it's Sarah calling, relaxing day. Smile. TTYT. So, Love you in the meantime. Remember, I'm supposedly meeting with James, so I'll try when I get back if we're not bunked. Another day, another dollar. Sigh. Love you. Thank you. Night night. Night night, termite. Now, Lana is still excited. She's over there all in her YouTube glory, and she's responding, you know, when you call me, I get a huge smile on my face. There is no, oh no, feeling whatsoever. Never, ever, ever. That's why you have a special ringtone in my phone. It is the song Yes, I'm Changing by the band Tame Impala. Someday I hope you will get to hear it. It's a sentiment I would be guessing you would want the world to know. I got an email from the Delphines. They have been wanting to hear from you, especially since they want the family lawyer and you to be in contact. They know you are busy. Oh, she's a very busy woman behind those bars. Very busy scissor sister. But would you like to arrange a call between you and them and the family lawyers? I gave them James Owen's contact info, so we are all in the loop and on the same page. But that is not the best news. Hold your breath for this one. ... Ready? I am coming. You've got to get a hold of the Delphines because they want me to fly down and meet you on the week of the 22nd of September. My son will be joining me to assist since I'll be in a wheelchair and need help doing things people usually take for granted. Bless her heart. That is incredible. I hope your jail will allow me to see you better than through glass, but to physically see you and is still incredible. Incredible. 3 weeks or so is a wonderful thing to look forward to. My friend, the salute will be mine. Ha ha. And Lana continues, P.S. I promise I won't gain 100 pounds, stick my hair in a crazy ponytail, and sing to you. Ha ha. It sure is tempting, though. My guess is that you and I are going to meet on camera. That stuff is documentary gold. But at this point, I don't care. I would meet you on North Korean TV if it meant we got to meet face to face. By the way, did I ever tell you I actually lost over 200 pounds? That young pic I sent you, I weighed about 30 pounds more than I do now. But transplant medication often has weight gain as a side effect, partially because food all of a sudden tastes fantastic and the steroids make you ravenously hungry. I gained my way to 340 pounds and then took control. As of Thursday's dialysis, I left at 136 pounds, normal and healthy for a 5'6" female. My husband followed suit and lost something like 120 pounds on his own. No surgery for either of us. We just quit with the fried crap. Buttered popcorn, especially movie butter, it's like heroin to me. I know I eat it sparingly. Now I eat it sparingly when I go to the movies. If I get the nerve, I'll post a picture to prove it. I was actually in Florida and I was down to 276, having been terrified of being forced to buy a second plane ticket due to the wait. Luckily, I didn't have to. Still, needed an extender. I don't need anything of the sort now. I could wrap the seatbelt around my waist twice. I'll find out when I come see you. And we know Sarah is a very busy woman, so she doesn't get back to Lana. She has to get back to the Delphines because they have been waiting for her. She's so busy. The subject is update. Hello. Finally, as always, forgive my delay. There's never enough hours in a day, and I'm saying that in jail. Thank you in advance for all you are and are doing and have already. Thank you for believing in me and giving me worth and value. God did that too, heart. in jail, speechless. We need to schedule whatever phone call or meeting you all are proposing as started needs to start considering the plate full I have already and soon will going forward with my new God-appointed attorney, James Owens. I am waiting to speak with him also about everything so I can safely have the green light legally and in my best interests. He may want to participate also. If you would like, here is his contact information to speak directly. James Owens, and then she gives out his information. Please also send a copy of the proposed contract to him for review and direction. I'm very over the middleman thing with Lana, and I know she is too. With her condition, the more we put on her, the longer her recoup time is, and she will never say she's not okay for my sake. Please remember this about and for her. She won't say, but I will. She's already ecstatic about supposedly coming down in 3 weeks. But for what specifically? I've not agreed to anything in writing for this to be filmed or anything else on the movie agenda, as I have yet to receive the contract for review. Her either. Sidebar. The real Sarah Boone is coming out. Now, she went from this gracious, thankful woman full of gratitude and God with the Delphines thanking them so much to now, you have to talk to my lawyer, email him, and I need to see the contracts. And how about that switch up on Lana? Did you notice she didn't respond to Lana's email message about coming down on a flight and meeting face to face and having a joyous reunion or meeting? She just went straight to the Delphines and said like, oh, she's ecstatic about supposedly coming down. Why wouldn't she want to meet her best friend, her God-sent best friend? Is it because she needed Lana just where she was, at home, waiting by the phone, taking care of her business? Her coming to visit Sarah in real life would make it too real. She doesn't seem to want to meet her at all. There isn't a scintilla of excitement from Sarah Boone about meeting Lana, but let's continue. What is the status, please, for that to be received? The contract. How are we going to have this call? Who will be in attendance? I believe the jail will be very hindering and full of fiery hoops and obstacles to make this very smoothly. I don't know how to have this without privacy, and the only way I think they're going to tell you is schedule a 15-minute video visit on the box in the middle of my dorm of 63 other extremely nosy inmates. Extremely. And I can't raise my voice without the officer yelling at me to be quiet. I don't know how that will work. It is an option. For the meeting of the minds in person is also an option, but I know it is a monumental undertaking for scheduling flights, hotels, rental cars, especially for Lana. I don't know how the jail is going to positively aid you either with setting anything up. I'm not exaggerating how difficult and against me OCCD is in so many ways. Sidebar. It's so funny how Sarah wants to keep her case secret from the other women in the dorm as if they aren't going to find out anyway. Her hearings are blasted on the TV in the day room. Everything is public record. By the time she comes back from court, everyone knows. You'll learn once we get this show on the road. So much I can say about so much for so long. If anything, the contact person in scheduling administration is Wanda Aquino. I have no number, but am told when anyone legal comes to see me, this is who you need to speak to. Also, book the briefing room or KNL classroom. The max time allotted is 4 hours. So if you want this time, even if you don't think we'll consume, reserved for it anyway. Good luck. What do you suggest? Family law. Thank you. What is the status of this? Is there an attorney ready to be appointed to this case, or is this still in the works? Again, I don't know how to schedule a call with all the expedite answers and very overdue progress. If you do schedule, just tell me and I'll mark on my calendar. Remember, it will be on the public video visit box if not in person. Is Mark able to visit in person? Also, I can bring case materials for him or whomever to see. I am confused how anyone is able to quote unquote review this case as it is non-public. I can't even have someone look up for me on the outside. So in the dark. So in the dark. The best way, too, for their understanding would be for me to verbally explain and show my proof of accusations. There's so much to be won and completed, but as said, I've had to sacrifice this case and my son to focus on my quote-unquote criminal case. This is extremely overdue and important to me. Nonetheless, what is owed from me to acquire this family law attorney and all services included unto its completion with the attorney? What do you suggest? Sidebar, Sarah is very focused on her payday, her family law payday. That pesky little criminal case has been getting in the way of that. Film commitment. My understanding is you want my quote unquote life story. Why? I don't care what other people think of me, so why do they need to know if my uneventful childhood? I honestly do not want to divulge my family information and don't know how it is relevant to the trial aspect and case injustice. You are wanting to convey and my fight with all of it, which was what originally caught your eye with me. I don't feel comfortable giving anyone permission to pry any more than what has already been by the vultures of social media, court TV, etc. Generality is agreed upon, but I am not going to add fuel to anyone's hate fire already ignorantly burning or place a safety risk on the remaining family I do have. We can discuss more in person or on a call. List of people. I can supply this. Understand, many of my friends were threatened by George and I have lost contact with them. I have for many from jail to supply and who are all awaiting the opportunity to praise me and my fight. Really good people saying really good things. Also, regarding my family photos, etc., all I have left of my life and generation of family is in a closet-sized storage unit my awful former husband has the keys to in Gainesville. My photo albums, everything. Also, understand, a lot of my generational family heirlooms were destroyed by George and uncarably lost by former husband also. I've not a lot to supply nor access to while incarcerated. It's a mess, to be honest. I am praying former husband has not let my storage unit go like he did my car. He had scrapped to tell me how to figure out how to get to my son now. I need to know if I have even this storage unit. I need to get him in court, please. I can't lose anything more by his bitter hand. Please. Know though, if you haven't figured out already with who I am, I will do whatever necessary. Just let me know. I await further instruction on how to get this going yesterday. No more middleman, please, with Lana, unless a must. She needs relief. especially with her dialysis. There is an overabundance of quote unquote to-dos, so let's do this, please. It is what it is. I'm very excited, but for what specifically, I do not know. This needs to be remedied so we are all universally on the same page of expectations and goals and how to work around the jail and court and everything. Let's do this. The added quote unquote pressure you mentioned is from not knowing what the game plan is for all of this, and I want to begin or end whatever needs to be if compliant with the contract. I don't want this to be an everyday thought or a perpetual question mark to add to all the list we have already. Please solidify and conclude. What's next? Thank you always and more than you will ever know. Thank you also for your expedited response and understanding. This process is taking way too long. At the same time, I am leery why and what all is expected from me and Lana if this is greenlit. Please answer and collaborate at your earliest opportunity with definite answers to be planned upon. This is important so I know what to plan on in my new endeavor with my attorney, which takes precedence. And Lana also with coming and going to dialysis. I care way too much for her to allow her to be pushed beyond her limits because she is afraid to say something. Again, I am not. Also, since she will not, what is or will her compensation for cooperation in everything she has done and present and is expected futuristically? She needs a kidney transplant. How can you help with this? She is priceless to me. She deserves more of everything. I will give mine or whatever to her. Remember that, please. I await your contract to be received by myself, Lana, and James ASAP. Also, whatever phone calls need to be had, video visits, in-persons, I may be doing with you all and the family law attorney if that will be worked out fairly and agreeably. All of this, please also know it takes forever to write a message of this length from these awful tablets meant for children. I've been at this for well over 2 hours. This is too time consuming to be doing every day with everything I have. Too much. What other regular mode of communication do you suggest? Again, let's get this going. Have a super Memorial Day weekend. Thank you again.
She sent out the ad. I saw it on YouTube. I didn't respond immediately. I waited 3 or 4 weeks to see if one of the local Orlando criminal defense lawyers would pick up the case, and it didn't happen. So I got involved.
Sarah gets a response from the Delphines, and it's Pete. Update is the subject. Hi Sarah, Pete here. This is where we are. James Owens. Congratulations and great job. Thank you for providing his contact information. I will forward the proposed contract to him for his review and coordinate with him regarding the next steps. It's important that we ensure everything is legally sound and in your best interest. We agree. We think it is critical to have his participation. Lana, we will be much more mindful of her condition and minimize any strain on her. In terms of her involvement, we are speaking with her how she wants to be involved, and for that role, she would certainly be compensated. I appreciate you sharing your insights on Lana. I am very similar, and I suspect you are as well. People like us tend to take on the world at the expense of ourselves. Is he gaslighting Sarah, or is he joking or serious? Well, I'm sure he has to be nice to her. I will be more mindful of this going forward. I did speak with Lana about her health. She is high up on the list, and the next step is arranging aftercare. After we get some information from her, we are going to see what we can do to help. Trip to Florida. The trip to Florida we are proposing would only occur after an agreement is signed. The meeting would be between me, you, and Julian for sure. Also, if James wanted to attend, that would be great. The agenda of the meeting would be to discuss the film, discuss how we might assist Mr. Owens in your case, and how we might assist the attorney you choose for your family law case. If we have signed the agreement, this might be a good opportunity to get the first interview with you filmed. I understand the logistical hurdles involved, especially with the current environment at the facility. I will reach out to Wanda to see what's possible and discuss reserving the briefing room or K&L classroom for the maximum allotted time. The logistics are going to be difficult, but we will handle all of that. The film agreement. We sent 2 copies of the agreement to your mailing address as well as 2 copies to your legal correspondence mailing address. We will be sending James a copy electronically this weekend. You should be receiving these copies any day. Please let me know when you are in receipt. The film. As for the film itself, we want to be sensitive to your privacies and boundaries. The primary focus will be on the trial, case, and the challenges imposed upon you by the justice system, not delving into any personal areas you're too uncomfortable sharing. We can discuss this further in our call or meeting to ensure we can align on expectations. That said, I think it is critically important to humanize you, Sarah. The current story out is not a flattering one. Our feeling is that if we can share some facts about your life and depict who you are as a person, we can bring some truth to light. We want to give you a voice, and that voice will be more powerful and credible coming from someone that the audience can relate to, not what the media has portrayed, but again, all within the boundaries of what is comfortable for you. In terms of the list of people we should reach out to, yes, please start compiling a list of people inside with you and who would be willing to speak on your behalf, as well as any family or friends. Sidebar, because Sarah said in her letter that she had people inside, meaning the prison, that would speak on her behalf, that were ready to yell from the mountaintops for her. However, she didn't have any friends or family to speak for her. Anyone who can share a positive understanding of the real Sarah Boone. Family law. Apparently, attorneys can access your case information. I was able to find basic information, case number, parties involved, etc. I did this so that I could take the conversation with the attorneys I have been vetting as far as possible without having actual case documents to share with them. Once you get an attorney, they should be able to access all of the relevant detail and open the documents through the county clerk portal. Your first conversation with any prospective attorney will be via phone. They won't meet with you until they have been hired and a retainer is in place. And before that, they want to speak with you directly, have discussed your case, and are 100% on board. Ching ching, where's the money? I have done the preliminary research and phone calls and have 2 different law firms who are willing to speak with you about taking your case. There are 2 more firms I will be speaking with Monday and Tuesday. I am trying to be mindful of your time, she's a busy woman, and making this an efficient as process for you as possible. Here is what I suggest. I will speak with these remaining firms. I will then put you in touch with who we feel is the most proactive, best fit. After you speak with that attorney, you let me know if you want us to hire. If you decide you want to speak with someone else, I will put you in touch with the next firm on the list. Does this make sense for you? In your prior email, you asked, quote, what is owed from me to acquire the family law attorney? All you need to do is speak with these attorneys and find a good fit. We can take care of the rest, arranging the calls, coordinating the engagement, agreement, paying the retainer. The conversations I have had with the attorneys thus far has been difficult because I am a bit in the dark. I have communicated what you expressed, how your ex-husband is trying to modify the divorce agreement and the child custody agreement. I also shared some of the information you shared regarding parental alienation and how that needed to be addressed. The examples you shared were very helpful references. If there are other examples of his behavior or instances you can share, that would help me better communicate to the attorneys, just to tell them what is going on. I understand he is trying to end the support agreement and that he moved little man to Gainesville. I am shocked he did that without getting approval from the court. Unbelievable. Communication. We are more than happy to jump on the phone with you going forward. I think we are at the point where that might be the most efficient use of our time. If I understand correctly, you need to place my number on your phone list. My phone number is, if possible, can we start having a set date and time each week for a call? My experience with the electronic and physical mail through the jail system, well, smoke signals are faster. You have the patience of a saint. How does the sharing of the telephones work there? If it is a legal call, do you have access to a private room? Summary. Agreements in hard copy are on the way to you. Electronic copies are going to James Owens for his review this weekend. We are reaching out to Mr. Owens to introduce ourselves. We will call Wanda and inquire about the room. I will have a family law attorney recommendation for you this week and will arrange a call for you to speak with them. Thank you for your patience. Let's move forward. Happy Memorial Day. Best regards, Peter. P.S. In speaking with Lana, she mentioned that you are an animal lover and have rescued animals. Did I get that right? I just wanted you to be aware that my wife and I run an animal rescue and sanctuary called Blue Barn. Blue Barn Rescue. We rescue animals that have been abused, neglected, or abandoned who suffer from critical health issues. We nurse them back to health and then find them a loving, adoptive, forever home. In some cases, their disabilities or ailments are so severe that finding someone willing to adopt is not possible. In these cases, they live with us in permanent sanctuary here at my farm. We have over 80 animals in residence, including cats, dogs, horses, goats, sheep, ducks, chickens, rabbits, and guinea pigs. Lots of guinea pigs. I wanted to let you know that we recently rescued a duck who was attacked by a coyote. We have been nursing her back to health, and she is so courageous, a real fighter. We named her Sarah. I know you have much going on, but if you ever want pictures of the farm or animals to keep your spirits up, please let me know. And of course, we look forward to the day we can visit in person.
Yeah, she was in shock that they found her guilty as charged, which was the second-degree murder.
I'm struggling to figure that one out because I had made a bet that the jury would come back under 2 hours, and they did. I found her wholly dislikable all through the entire process from the moment she was arrested to the moment she was convicted. I can't imagine I'm alone. Everyone I've spoken to who's been following the case, albeit not in the courtroom, has said the same thing. They'll throw the book at her. Why did your client and why did you feel that wasn't going to happen?